Hey everyone, welcome to Passive Play. So today we have Zatima Season 2, Episode 8, titled Suspicious Minds. Alright. Instantly reminds me of Elvis Presley's song. Actually, that's probably one of the, I don't like many of his songs, but that's one of the few songs of Elvis that I actually like. So either way, we open up with Fatima in her office, and Paul drops by to give her the warranty for the new tire. She thought it was maybe, I guess at first she thought, and I would have thought it too, that it was like a used tire or like no tire, but he bought her a new tire. He's out here shooting his shot again and asks her to dinner. And Fatima's like, "Can Zach come?" And he's like, "Hell no." And she writes him a check for the new tire. And basically, because he's a stranger and he might think she owes him something. And Fatima's like, "Not today, Paul. Not today." And now in the elevator episode, Paul was like, "I respect your relationship," but clearly does not. Because he's like, "This is my last week here of construction. I'm going to miss not getting to know you." And Fatima's like, "You never was going to get to know me, so it was never going to happen to begin with." Fatima keeps shutting Paul down at every come on and corner that he tries to get around. You gotta respect Fatima because she's not playing games. She's not giving him an ounce or inkling that she is interested. And she's like, "I'm not playing that." She said she was ride or die, and she means it. If only her and Zach could really get it together. Because even though she's having problems with Zach, she's not like using that as a reason to step out or cheat on him. So that's cool. She still respects their relationship, even though that they're having problems. Zach is trying to do his best with Deja and her stunts and shows over there, but they're still trying to respect each other as far as their relationship, even though they're clearly having problems and they're not communicating. They're just not connected right now. Literally, mentally, metaphorically, but then we go to Nate and Tony, who are now in the parking lot of the law firm, sweating because this takes place in Atlanta. It seems to be very hot that day because Tony is sweating bullets on his bald head, and Zach ends up sneaking in and coming in the back seat. And again, they're waiting in the parking lot, seeing if Fatima's going to go into the south stairwell. And they end up seeing her go into the south stairwell, and they like Tony and Nate is like, "Go handle that, go see that, go see that, go see that." And then too earlier, there's a scene where Nate is like, "I love Zach, and I think he should get with Connie." Why? Why would Zach go backwards? It doesn't make sense. He's trying to be an entrepreneur. He's trying to own his own business. He's got these he has one kid already in existence that he doesn't even know, hasn't even spent time with yet, and he got another kid on the way. What is Connie gonna offer? Like, no, he needs to go forward. Do they not know that too? And I mean, I've never actually seen. They've never shown Zach discuss his children with Nate and Tony. So do they not know that? He needs to pick a woman who can be hopefully a good role model, a good stepmother. I don't know if that's gonna be Connie. I wouldn't think that it would be Deja. And so I mean Fatima's a good choice. I think Fatima's a good choice. Cameron might have been a good choice once upon a time ago if they had figured it out, but I think too much damage was done in that relationship for that to ever be rectified. But you never know because they still on sisters too. Their relationship is still moving on sisters as well as on the Zatima show, so they're getting double checks. But anyway, I'm not counting their coins, but I'm just saying. And so basically, when they see Fatima go into the stairwell, Zach gets out of the back seat. He's like, "I'm gonna go in there and check and see what's going on. I'm gonna like surprise her and be like, surprise." And he's like looking all scared and like, I can't believe someone would do this to me. I can't believe Nate was right. And as he's walking towards the stairwell, Zach runs into Angela on his way to catch Fatima, and Angela's like, I gotta go in there to drop off my reports for overnight. And she's like, that's where Fatima went. You want to come with me? And Jack's like, oh yeah, well, let me go, cause now, let me go. I gotta go. He's like, cause he don't want Fatima to see him. And as he's trying to like leave and exit that conversation, Angela's like, I need your help with Bryce and having this dinner tonight. I don't know if Fatima told you. I wanna bring Bryce and a friend and bring them over and have dinner tonight. And Zach is like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Zach does agree, but clearly doesn't want to do it. And Fatima comes out of the stairwell like, what's up? Why you here, Zach? And Angela goes off into the stairwell to drop off her reports and whatnot. And Zach ends up showing Fatima the dating profile. And she's like, who is catfishing me? This must be somebody I know, because they know my work routine here. Right. And then she's kind of like, she's pressing Zach to know, like, who showed this to him? How did he find out about it? Where did he get it from? And he's trying not to, like, which I don't know why he's trying to protect Nate anyway. Why the hell are you even trying to protect Nate? Right. Everybody's like, Nate is a fool. Nate is stupid. The Barbara, Tony, I mean, like, his wife. So either way, Zach's like, Nate sent this to me, but I trust you. I was here to prove them wrong. And Fatima basically gets in her car and drives off pissed. She tells him like to get on the ground, and she's like, get on the ground, baby, so I can run you over. And she just kind of drives pissed off, because it makes him look bad. Like, you listen to Nate and you came to my job to catch me cheating. I know, right? And to catch a predator or whatever. There used to be like in high school, looking ass, right? Trying to catch a predator looking ass. Like, anyway. And then Nate and Tony come out, like, they drive away when Angela kind of gets there, but then they end up, I guess, driving, I don't know, a little bit off. And then they were hiding behind the side of a car. And then Zach has like his Nate's, I think either it was his hand or it was like just this finger, and he's like, squish, like holding it, like almost like he's gonna break it. And Zach's like, and Zach tells him if Fatima's profile isn't down within an hour, he's going to lay hands on him. Basically, like, if you don't get this profile taken down, then I'm gonna come find you and lay my hands on you. Basically, he's gonna get those fists. And so Zach, now he gets back home, and Fatima's like, I've never given you a reason not to trust me. My word is my bond. And she lets him know that she has never cheated on any of the men that she's been with or dated before. But she lets Zach know that he's known for doing that. That's his MO. He got, one baby mama currently, and he got another baby on the way with Karen. And she's like, you got me out here looking stupid. I'm not some random ass B word. And, I'm going to choose me and myself and not this mess that keeps, I guess, going on. And that's why she wants to move back home or kind of leave his space, because it's his apartment and not their apartment. And one thing I will say about that conversation overall, Zach is right. Fatima was heavy deflecting in that conversation. She brings up that Angela and Bryce are on their way to have that dinner tonight, and he's like, why are we doing this? Why are we trying to help them with their problems when we need to be working and fixing our own? And she's just kind of like, I don't, we got to talk about that later. We can't talk about that right now. She should have just been honest with him. Like, he already said that he would do it. Yeah, he was emotional just from, his mother abandoning him again for $100. But I mean, he said that he would do it. You could just say, instead of us going to the therapist is going to come here. He's going to help. Angela said that she needs some backup in discussing why she's kind of stepping back from her relationship with Bryce, and he's also gonna kind of talk with us too. Two birds, one stone, kind of a thing. I don't think she really needed to go to these lengths, but either way, Angela and Bryce, they get there, and everyone is awkward and uncomfortable as hell. Bryce ends up talking to Zach like, "Are we cool?" And Zach is like, "Yeah, we cool. I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm straight. Just so you know, I'm straight." Right. And he was like, "Did you talk to Gary?" And Bryce is like, "No, I'm waiting for Gary to call me back." And then Zach is like, "I left my phone in the car. I'll be right back." When Fatima and Angela come back downstairs, basically. And the double entendres from Zach and Bryce in that whole kind of part, that whole scene, and there's a bit of it with when Angela and Fatima come downstairs too, and they're just talking to Bryce. That's pretty funny. It's like awkward in a very funny way, and then too. Now that I think about it, even though Zach might actually have the money, but he doesn't want no more business entanglements with Bryce. So these last two properties before this thing with Valerie came up was they had these last two properties that they were working on flipping, and that was kind of gonna be it. So if Zach does end up doing this high rise condominium property or whatever, this would this would be another business endeavor that will continue his relationship with Bryce. And right now, the answer is no. That's not that is not something that Zach really wants. He still doesn't trust Bryce at this point, and he doesn't even really trust his own intuition to an extent because he followed Tony and Nate to see if Fatima was cheating. So I mean, he's got a lot of between the self doubt within himself and Fatima and everybody. I mean, yeah, I don't think maybe he needs to just step back either way. And then when Zach leaves, Angela and Fatima come downstairs, and Bryce is already drinking like a glass of wine to the top of the little glass. And then Angela's like, "I need something stronger." She doing 2 shots of tequila. Bryce has a shot of tequila. And basically they're just trying to, between the awkwardness and this uncomfortableness, there's also like this like just tension too, where like people are not trying to say anything, but they want to say something too. And then at this point, Angela and Bryce, they kind of walk away because Fatima mom calls and lets Fatima know that her and her husband, or Fatima's stepfather, they did a background check on Zach, and they want to make sure that Fatima knows everything that there is to know about Zach, and that both of them are still coming for Saturday dinner tomorrow. And basically, Fatima's parents want to grill Zach, and they aren't taking no. Well, her mother isn't taking no for an answer. And Fatima's like, "Yes, we'll be there tomorrow, Mama. I'm gonna get him there." Because at first, Fatima's mama like, we can come to y'all, right? And she's telling Fatima information that she already know. He has a child. Do you know he has a baby on the way? Which I don't even know how the hell they know that. I mean, did Karen? Well, maybe Karen put in her in her medical chart that Zach is the father or something. I don't know, but that one was crazy because I mean they like or they could have also had a private investigator, but they said that her father knows judges and prosecutors and things like that. So they probably also know about the case with the I can't even think, with the shares of that company. They probably know that too, or at least that that he was investigated for insider trading and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see. But after like seeing how her mom is like her, even in a more kind of like in a more like carried way. And so I was like, after having that conversation with Fatima's mom, I'm like, please let Zach mama and Fatima mama meet. I still also, like I said in the last review, I still want to see Zach mama and Fatima meet too. And so that'll be interesting just to see how those three will interact. Maybe even Fatima's stepdad. We haven't met him yet. How would he interact if he met like? How he's gonna interact if he meets Zach? How would he interact if he met Joseph? Zach's older brother? Because if this does kind of get further down the line, at some point they might actually all end up meeting. Unless it's gonna just be like by circumstance, who knows? But after that conversation, we go back to no one is talking to Bryce. Angela comes back to Fatima after she hangs up the phone. And Fatima's like, I think Belinda made that fake dating profile. And Angela's like, she wouldn't do that. And I'm like, really, Angela? Why wouldn't Belinda do it? That's shady. And it is shady if it would be Belinda. I mean, again, it could be maybe one of the employees that work in the office too, in the building, that knows that that about them taking the reports for overnight, and they just decided to use Fatima photos instead of their own. That makes sense because they ain't trying to if something ends up happening, they'd be like, it's not my photos in the profile. Um, But I mean, either way, Fatima clearly got connections, and she's like, she will find out. Apparently, she know IT people that can, maybe search for the IP address of who created the profile. I don't know. But between Madam and now her father having connections and different things, like Fatima know people, so she gonna find out either way. And we also find out that Dr. Reed is on the way. He's like just around the corner of Zach's house, and then we end up going outside with Zach and Deja. And Deja, again, she needs help getting out of her car with a neck brace from, which she said is she has a neck brace from the ruptured disc in her back from Fatima pulling her out of the hot tub at the end of season one. And Zach, Zach is like, "Are you sure it's not from giving some head?" I was giving some, I was getting some, I was getting some, shout out to what, Too Short? Was that Lil Wayne, Shauna? Um, and she's like, no, I can't even do that. Even though the night before she was trying to have sex with him on the couch because she wanted to get something out of getting, beat up. I'm like, so that's a lie. But okay, that's what she said. She said she can't even do it. He said he heard her having sex, and she's like, that was a porn that she was watching. So okay, Deja, she got stunts and shows. Either way, Deja's like, she says she talked to a lawyer who says she should sue for damages and not pay the rent. Deja's like, y'all about to get served, and Zach is like, we really doing this? And the episode ends there. And again, I don't like the Deja character. I don't care for the Deja character. I don't care for Nate's character unless they're gonna do something that like turns them around where you be like, okay, they're just to me they're kind of like annoying. They're annoying characters. And there are people that are like that, sure, but like they just to me, I just don't care for those characters. Fatima should let Madam handle it, and ask no questions. Like, Madam, cousin Madam, can you please take care of this Deja girl? We warned her, and she's still trying to play these games. And I guess maybe Deja knows somebody too, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Her how far she's willing to go. Maybe I mean yeah I mean is it just not so she can't pay rent money? I mean, and maybe she possibly could have gotten really hurt from that, but you was on a property. The apartments over here, you got the house, and then the hot tub is on the other end. So it's not. Yeah, I mean, they had no right using their hot tub, and they could have said they thought they were intruders too. We saw the back of their heads. We didn't see their face. So I mean, they were in right to technically do that because it's their property and you were on their property. You weren't in your apartment that you were renting. You were on the other side in the back of their house. So, I mean, to me, she doesn't really have a case. But I mean, I guess if you have a good lawyer, you got a good lawyer. But I feel like Deja may die, or who knows, depending on if it's Fatima who deals with Deja personally, or if she gets her cousin Madam, to do it. I do feel like Nate would be a good match for Belinda or Deja because he don't need to be married, and it seems that he would be a good fit for either one of them, either Deja or Belinda. Seems like he'd be a good fit to be with one of them because he doesn't seem to want to be married. Maybe he can still be a decent father and just be a single father. I don't know, but I'm a little bit mad leaving. I am a little bit mad though leaving this dinner for the last two episodes. This is 7 and 8. So we're down to the last two episodes. And then what about the Saturday dinner with Fatima parents? I highly doubt that both dinners will be in these last two episodes of the season. I can't wait for Dr. Reed to assess the couples with Bryce and Angela. Getting a little tipsy already. That'll be interesting to see. Kind of, they say what liquor tells no tales, or drunk people tell no tales, or whatever. So they're a little bit more looser. They may be more honest and more upfront versus if they were like sober, they'd be trying to like save face and whatnot. So maybe a good thing that Bryce is drunk. Maybe he'll be a little bit more forthcoming and kind of admit to his stuff. They say it's happy hour somewhere. The way that they're drinking, that's the way they're acting. And so what do you think will happen? Season 3 has not been confirmed as of yet. So I hope it gets to season 3. I mean, I don't know if the ratings for season 2 have been the same as season 1, or I guess it was maybe unless Zatima was automatically picked up for 2 seasons, and then they're just waiting on a third season confirmation. But hopefully there's a third season. But with the way that it's moving, I don't know. By the fifth or sixth season, I mean, who knows how many seasons it would take for them to actually get married. Um, I'm assuming Karen, when Karen has this baby, assuming they don't, do something different with that storyline, that may happen on the sister show, not necessarily on Zatima, but who knows, like how that's gonna work. There's a whole lot of stuff that has to happen, it seems, before they even remotely get to the actual wedding. Um, they haven't even started planning anything yet, so and they're just dealing with family and friend dynamics and different opposing love interests, I guess, if that's what you want to call Paul or Deja or Belinda, and all these stunts and tricks and flicks and licks and all these different people that keep coming in and out, you know, trying to kind of turn the cheek of either Fatima or Zach in their direction, or keep trying to come in between them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in these last two episodes. I really cannot wait to see what happens when Dr. Reed gets there. Maybe they should let Deja come to the dinner party too so he can assess her. But either way, if you like this review, hit the like button. If you have any comments on anything that I said or missed, I mean, I try to do the main stuff. I don't cover every like thing over the episodes, but yeah, if you have any comments, comment below. Help the channel grow. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Other than that, I will see you next time. Bye bye.